So as I'm actively thinking about how to incorporate these press mold pieces into my next box, I have to kind of, make some decisions, or at least experiment. So, pushing clay into these press molds, there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can kind of push it in here so that it comes down to where the edge of the mold is. So you don't have a lot of like flat clay kind of around, like if you look at this can, I've got all this extra clay kind of pushed around it, right? So now you don't necessarily want to put things in and out of molds because it messes them up a little bit, but I can push this clay so that it's really thin. Now you have to make sure that the mold is dry enough so that the clay is not going to stick to it. But you see, I can push that really thin, and then if I can get it out, I can get it out, and then that is less material around it, right? So I can also like do it with this car. I could push it really thin. And then see, I just have this thin little bit of slab left around that I could, bend and take away, and then it's just that half of the car. Or look, I could even bend it over here, and now it looks like the other half of the car is like crashed, or the car is moving, right? So that can be pretty cool. Here's a circumstance where I might leave these little excesses. The mold term is called flashing, right? It's extra material. They call it flashing when they mold metal things because it comes out between the two molds. It flashes between the two halves of the mold. But right now we're just making simple clay press molds. So I could keep pushing it until this is really thin and break it off, or I could just leave it like that. So then the idea is I want to start to, think about and sketch, how or what am I going to use in my next box. Remember, you only have to use one press molded element, but you could use more. Of course, you can use shapes, you can sculpt things yourself, you can really do whatever you want to do. But the idea is to come up with some ideas, all right? Things are always better when you come up with good ideas, and to come up with a good one, you got to come up with a lot. All right.